you're listening to the Mackay T Show podcast. Here are your hosts, Ryan Mackay and T Davis.
What time is it?
It's time for the Mackay T Show.
What time is it?
I said it's time for the Mackay T Show.
Welcome back to the Mackay T Show podcast. See, I didn't know if we was gonna have a show this week. I was getting nervous.
Oh Lord!
Hurricane come through last week and it did some damage. Hurricane Zeta. We still have people down here where I'm from on Mississippi Gulf Coast without power. We got ours about 3 days in. We got ours back. You know what? Let's just go ahead and get into it. Chantin and Rantin.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's Chanting and Ranting.
So, Hurricane Zeta comes through last week, and let's just say this, people. I've been down here on Mississippi Gulf Coast my entire life, and I've gotten very used to understanding that hurricane season is something that we always have to be mindful of. Let me just tell you, I'm not built for hurricanes that do damage, and the 3 days without power was enough to just destroy me, and because I could not get any phone. It wasn't just the power thing; it was no cell service or very little cell service. I could get in certain areas of the yard. I could get a little bit of a signal and have people, in a text message come through and go out or whatever. It was a mess, and you got to conserve your water, so there wasn't a whole lot of good showers being taken. A bunch of whole baths.
How long you need to do a shower? Okay, go ahead. We don't put that out in the street. Go ahead.
White privilege.
Oh Lord.
So
waste of water.
So there's all that. Then you got the cleanup process, which oh Lord, I can wheelbarrow things to the end of the road and put it out there all day long. But raking has darn near killed me the last 2 days. My shoulder's so hurt.
Who is Reagan?
Raking.
Oh.
No, not Ronald. No, raking.
I was like, Reagan, what is going on?
So, yeah. And then my parents' house, which is what we've been cleaning up lately, they had, the house is still fine, but they had a bunch of shingles down. They had my mom had just purchased like a couple months ago this car awning to go in the back. And it completely flipped over and took out most of the fence. Guess what's still in perfect condition though? Going back to previous Chanting and Ranting.
Sign that says,
yes,
put that food.
yes, the deliver to the front door sign. Yes, still perfect condition. That's just about hilarious. So yeah, not built for this. Told T about the situation where I didn't have any cell service and just been in no power. I've been struggling, and her response was, "I need to get some what you call them, phone banks, power banks." Let me tell you, have two. Hadn't seen them since the first day. You know why? Because I'm a fool. I told people about them. I was being generous and let my family, on the power banks.
Don't learn to say no.
Haven't seen them since.
See?
Haven't seen them since. So, yes, that's my chanting and ranting. I had to get that off my chest. Okay. Now I feel better.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, our first class, NBA Hall of Fame. What, did you have anyone say anything to you about it?
No, they know better. They ain't got no opinion. Just
Yeah,
listen and go with it.
Nobody really had any strong opinions. They basically agreed with, even though we had, I got bogged down in my numbers, and we actually put in 26 on the first ballot.
Hey, whatever.
So that's okay. That's
This
okay.
ours.
Yeah, that's right.
With 26 happened, it happened.
So, are we ready to go back and forth on our second ballot?
Let's go.
All right. Since I went first last time, I'll allow you to go first this
Um,
time.
I'm gonna start with a guy that we were all on the fence on. And I'm gonna go ahead and put Clyde Drexler in.
Clyde the Glide. Five Slammer Jammer.
Five Slammer Jammer. That's what I was gonna say. We gonna let Five Slammer Jammer do his thing.
Five Slammer Jammer. Well, I'm gonna make you real mad because
no,
you
not
wouldn't let me
Charles
put him on the
Barkley.
first ballot. So I'm putting Charles Barkley
I
on my
knew
second
it.
ballot.
You all on him, ain't it?
Might be wrong, but I doubt it.
I am, and he might not be able to make the list. You can tell me because I think we had a 5-year retirement window. Lord, he might not be able to make it. I
Oh
don't
no,
think
you know what? We did away with that as long as they're retired. That's what we
Okay,
said. Yeah,
okay.
because that
I
5 year was giving us some trouble.
okay. I'm gonna put Dwayne Wade
Good pick. Good pick.
on
My
the
list as
10.
well. I'm gonna go old school for my next pick and get one half of the Bert and Ernie show, Bernard King.
Bernard.
Yes, Tennessee and New York Knicks.
I am going to go with the Knicks and Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing. All right. Well, I will see that, and I'm gonna go back to the well on previous the first ballot shuns that you took you had problems with. That's Carl Malone, the mailman.
Dude, can one make it without the other one?
No, we're gonna have
Because
to
they
put
don't
him
even
with
work. They don't even like. I don't even know if they good without each other. You
no,
ain't
well,
never seen them.
yeah, he gonna have to go in as well. Now we can
Okay,
put them in together if you want to. That way,
yeah. Put them together like they
okay.
Stockton and Malone, two Malone,
Stockton and
Stockton
Malone,
and
John
Malone.
Stockton
That's
in there.
hilarious.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to go with uh I ain't never seen. I saw some documentary footage of him, and he seemed like he was balling a little bit. Bill Walton.
Bill Walton. Yes, if injuries had not plagued him, I mean the way he was before his injuries proved that he was fixing to be something special. But and he still wound up having a nice career. He won a championship with the Trailblazers. Yeah, and I think won another one with Boston. Uh, let's see. Goodness gracious, it's getting difficult now. I mean, I got a list here. You know what? I'm gonna make you happy. I'm gonna
What
put
you
in
doing?
Big Game James.
Oh, that was gonna be. I was finna call this
Yes,
Laker word.
yes, Big
You
Game
know I was
James.
finna say.
Look, just so you didn't have to be all Lakers, I'm gonna take a Laker
No,
in there
I
for you.
don't have no problem with it.
Oh,
So
I
what
know.
happened?
Oh, I know.
On that note, have he retired? Is the question. Uh, well, first, did we put? Because I couldn't remember. Did Robert Ory make it the first ballot?
He did not.
Okay, Roberto Ory.
Robert Ory. He definitely a decorated player. Many championships.
7.
Let's see.
Oh, anybody count?
You got him for him. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to the old school and the underhanded free throw shooting, Mr. Rick Barry.
Okay. I want to go. Well, see, I don't know if have Paul Gasol retired yet.
Yes.
Pop out. Everybody gonna die.
Just people. Hopefully, you see the Laker bias coming in.
Hey, Kyle
Uh,
got him 2 championships. He earned every minute of it.
this person did not get him a championship. He played in one NBA final, but his overall statistic wise and his contribution to the actual culture of the NBA,
Oh
I feel like he
Lord.
has to go in.
Oh Lord.
It's Mr. Allen Iverson.
Hey, okay. I'm with that for sure. It got dress code because of him.
Hmm.
Um, I'm gonna change gears a little bit
Hmm.
because these are not always only players, and I'm gonna put in Phil Jackson.
Phil, all right. Once again, Lakers in the house.
Well, he was a boy too, so stop it.
Man, that man had 2 tours with the Lakers.
We needed every one of them.
Let's see. What do we think about? See, now I'm gonna start asking questions rather than just diminutively throwing them out there. What about? What do we think about Chris Mullin?
He might make the 3rd team or something.
Yeah. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna put the since you throwing all these Lakers out there, I'm gonna go with y'all's rival, and I'm gonna put the truth in. Paul
The truth
Pierce.
of what? Oh Lord.
That's what they call him.
The truth of what? That's the question. With some of the stuff he been saying that he think he better than, I'm just like, you don't lost your mind.
We can't get bogged down in what the man said. The man can say some outlandish stuff from time to time.
That can get you off the list too.
So
Um,
yeah.
I'm going to go with somebody that just it might be surprising, but he was one of the premier shooters before we started seeing what we've been seeing lately. Reggie Miller.
Yes, he's on my list as well. That's a good one. Let's see. I am going to put in the Admiral, David Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
2-time Olympic gold medal winner, NBA champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm going to go with somebody that was cheated out of the dunk contest
I
back in
knew you was
'89.
going. Look, he's on my list, and I said
Back in
T for to put him in.
1989 when
Yeah,
Michael Jordan. I don't think that was '89. I don't even know what year that was.
88, but that's okay.
Oh,
You know I know.
he was cheated out of his dunk on Dominique Wilkins. Come on down.
Come on down, the human highlight film. Yes, and we're both in agreement that he was very much cheated out of that dunk contest.
And he could play and all the things that the man could play. But of all the things, that's why that's the thing that come to mind about him when I.
And once again, I'm having to ask questions,
Okay.
but I'm going back in the day. Bob McAdoo.
Who he play for?
uh,
I feel like I know who it is, but I
he
just can't.
played
His face
for
didn't pop up.
multiple teams. If I'm to be correct. Lord, I didn't even realize he didn't get inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame until 2000.
I don't know if he should make out this early. No, I'm just joking. I know.
He played. He's with the Knicks when they won the championship. He played
with Limpin' Willis.
Mm-hmm. He was with the Lakers from 81 to 85.
Oh Lord, that means he got a championship.
Yeah.
with us.
He was with the Lakers, so he won multiple championships. And child, I
Yeah,
didn't
well,
even know he
Bobby,
was.
you can make it, Bob.
I did actually. I did know because I remember watching him uh work out pregame with some of their players. He's an assistant coach for the Heat at one time. So
Well, I'm going to offer Dennis Rodman,
oh Lord, the worm.
the worm, who impacted the game and it wasn't on offense. Like there's very few people can say like that they impacted the game on one
Some of
end.
his stat lines were just crazy. Where he'd
And
have
he
like
is one of
25
them.
rebounds. Yes.
Like he make layups and stuff, and at the end he got him a little shot, but that ain't what people brought him to the team for.
He honestly did this one. This person I'm about to name probably didn't have. No, we can't do it because I want to keep it NBA. And Pete Maravich just didn't have the NBA career that he did. He had out of college. I mean, I know he was injured and he self sabotaged a lot of that, but can't do it to him.
He didn't make it. He didn't go to the NBA.
He did, but he just didn't have the career that people thought he was gonna have.
I
I mean,
think he can make it later down, but
yeah,
because he was showboat before. Like if you like, obviously Allen Iverson had a run, but he was one of them people that changed the way people took chances and flashiness of the game. So I would say he could possibly make it because he was a game changer in that right.
okay, well let's throw
Like
him in there
nobody was
then. You know
behind
me.
the back passing and flashy like he was. That was like now all this stuff, all the dribbling that the Curry young man like to do and all that. People would be
Yes.
like, "No, you dribbling too much. Hey, bro, you need to pass the ball. This is. Do you want to go play with the Harlem Globetrotters? You can. Well, hey, that ain't what we doing here. Um,
All right, we have 4 more
we got four
selections.
more. I think that I would go with. I don't see. I can't because. Hold on, let me look at something right fast before I call out this person name. That ain't who I want. I don't know why, and I want to say, where is his last name? Okay, here we go. This might be the right person. This is might be a bit of a shock, but I just love to see him put in work. I talked about the block, and he had a long NBA career. And I want to say Adrian Dantley.
Oh my, a good one.
Because he used to get on that block
Do all kind of
and
work.
put on some work.
And really wasn't like he
ain't
wasn't
that
like a
big.
tall, right?
Hey, Adrian, you AD before my AD came along.
My AD. Listen to you. My AD.
Right, ain't that something? I ain't had nobody's baby.
That's hilarious. He win you one little championship and he my AD.
Well, now you stop it because I've been saying he my cousin even when he was in New Orleans.
Yes, I know. All right, let's see.
I've been liking AD, unibrow.
This player was more recent, but he did win him a championship, and the loyalty to his franchise has to be for something in this day and age, and that's Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay, Dirk. I don't know about. I think loyalty is interesting because
Because that's just
sometimes you
back
get traded and you didn't necessarily want to leave.
right, and well, I just say that because there's so much talk about how players just they building these little super teams together and changing teams, this, that, and the other. And he never did that. He had his opportunities because there was times where Cuban, even though he didn't want to, he said he would do it for dirt and let him go to another team or send him to a championship contender, and he never did.
This is going to be an interesting one. And hold on, let me look for him right back. I'm looking at I have to look. I'm trying to look up some stats.
That's fine.
Obviously, I should have done this earlier, but I didn't.
That's all right. Yeah,
The reason that
show.
I'm putting him is because I want to, because he was an interesting character.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Dawkins. Chocolate Thunder.
Chocolate Thunder.
But
yes.
Chocolate Thunder might not have good stats. Hold up, I can't find him.
His stats are not going to be real
the basketball rim they had to change it, because he out here tearing up stuff.
And then they had to change it. They had to reinforce it even more when Shaq came along. But yeah, he definitely is the originator of the more proficient rim. His stats probably won't be gaudy, but
I just need to see he won something. Did he win with the
I think he was on that Moses Malone championship
that team?
thing.
Okay.
I don't want to call myself out and be wrong.
This ain't showing it. Let's see. Well, he played in 3 finals, but it don't say he won.
Yes, he was the originator of the breakaway rims because of him.
I think that's worthy.
hey, it's game changing. He played for the Globetrotters for a year.
Can you imagine now, like, if you couldn't do that with that rim, either people would have been breaking them, or I guess at some point, some like Shaq or somebody would have been the next person, or maybe that would have been breaking them, and you would have been like, we got to change these. There's one. Okay, are we out of people?
2 more slots.
Okay. I did Derek Dawkins. You got one?
Oh, it's my turn. I'm sorry. I'm just over here reading his history. I forgot he died.
Yeah, Derek gone on glory.
Ooh. I gotta look at something real quick before I make this. Look at me. Before I make this selection, I just want to see stats. Let's see. I knew he was in there. I want to see his. Did he win a championship?
Well, at this point, you don't have to win one, but
right, but it's always.
It would be nice.
He was a scoring champion, 8-time All-Star. He's got a jersey retired by both his college and Nuggets. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put Alex English.
Okay, I like Alex.
Just because I love. I didn't really. I was too young to really truly see him in his time. But I remember highlights I've seen of him that were always impressive to me. All right, we're on our very last one.
Okay, this one is going to be. Hold on, I think he won some championships. This is, well, he can make the next one though. Did you win anything? Oh, they making this hard to see if you won something.
Yeah, they don't want to tell.
You in the Naismith Hall of Fame, but that ain't the point. I'm gonna go with. He just got a really smooth name, and that's why it's hard. Let me look at this. Hold on. And he really didn't play in the NBA but 2 years, and that's another thing. Well, because
You talking about World Be Free?
well, that's one of them. It's between him, World Be Free, and Artist Gilmore.
Ooh, Artist was on my list as well, and I didn't ever think about World Be Free.
Yeah, World Be Free, because he could get them buckets. Little 6'1" guard, New York, get you them buckets. Oh, well, he played in the NBA for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the A Train, just because his name is so cool.
Mr. Gilmore.
The A Train.
All right. Well, we have officially done our first 2 ballots to our NBA Hall of Fame. That's exciting.
Yeah, because
now if we could just get it
like
to happen for real, that would be even more
World Be
exciting.
Freedom that didn't make it. Well, yeah. Look, let me say yeah.
And NBA, if you're listening, and y'all actually do decide to do this, I will be coming after y'all if y'all do not invite me and T to the first ceremony for giving y'all this idea. Look, I'm just saying we gave it to them.
Right. They out here, the streets out here listening.
Oh my. So yeah, I hope that one day they actually do come up and get the NBA its own Hall of Fame, because it's much deserved. So are we ready for our top 5? All right. Well, it is time for the top 5.
It's time for the top 5.
Ooh, T, let me tell you, this is
so difficult.
I thought it was gonna be
and
much
y'all
easier
know
than
what?
it
Look,
was.
people out here in the streets, don't be tripping. It is what it is. Some of this is because we like the player. It don't mean that you had better numbers or worse numbers or whatever. Some of y'all, we just don't know y'all. So don't be out here tripping.
I told T before we came on air that I literally stopped after 4 and made like made it like a Mount Rushmore type deal. And then that 5th was a whole bunch. It was a list of honorable
you gotta
mentions.
go. You gotta do it. You gotta
I will. And then after that, I even got 5 for a future top 5
Well,
possibilities.
we ain't at the future yet. Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah.
But since we're in the present, my top 5, in no particular order: Cheryl Miller, Nancy Lieberman, Cynthia Cooper, Diana Taurasi, and this 5th one. Like I said, there's a long list of honorable mentions.
Taurasi don't retire.
She has not retired. You
well,
are right.
Get her
I'm
off the
so
list.
sorry. My
get
gosh.
her off the list right now.
She's gone. She's gone. Okay, that makes this a little bit easier.
Yeah, look, now you throw somebody else on there.
Look, now that makes this a little bit easier because now we're just doing retired folks. So Cheryl Miller, Nancy Lieberman, Cynthia Cooper, and let's see, that's 3. Give me Lisa Leslie for my 4th. And I never would have thought this when her and her college teammates were in college together. But by the way their careers panned out, my 5th one, I'm going to put Tamika Catchings.
Okay. Who was
and
that?
And a slew of, oh, Lord.
Okay, we'll do honorable mentions together.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so mine is pretty similar, except we got 2 that don't match. I had Cheryl Miller, Cooper, Nancy. Then I got Teresa Edwards.
Good one. Very good one.
And Lucia Harris. Most of y'all don't know who Lucia is. She played
we
at Delta
spoke about
State,
her.
won 3 what would be NCAA, that was AIAW championships. And she is the first and only woman to be drafted in the in the NBA, excuse me.
Yes. Did Ann Myers get drafted? I want to say she got drafted, but it was after Lucia. So she wasn't, Lucia was the first.
Well, the thing said only, but I know she got drafted because I saw her whole story when she talked about all that. But yeah. And Lisa Leslie would be on my honorable mention because it was just like, I don't know why I wasn't like a big fan of Lisa Leslie.
Oh, I was not let me tell you, hated Lisa Leslie.
And so I think I struggled with that part.
The first few years of WNBA was not, I couldn't, because she was the Comets' top rival and I was a Houston Comet fan. Well, when she played for the 2004 Olympic team, that was the team that Coach Chancellor coached. They came down, the Final Four was in New Orleans that year. So they came down and they played like a scrimmage against a college all-star group at the Tulane Arena, field house, whatever it's called. And we went to the game. We went to the practice earlier that day before, and the 2 nicest people I've ever met in my life were 2 people that I hated the most because they were Sparks. But they were so nice that I could no longer hate them after that day. And it hurt me to my core. But Lisa Leslie and Delisha Milton-Jones were 2 of the nicest people in the world. They were so sweet and had no reason to be, but they were so nice to me and my dad. And I will never forget that.
Well, and I don't know, I don't know. I'm not saying I didn't like her because I didn't know her. She wasn't like on my radar. But Cooper was balling out when she came, and apparently she was balling out overseas before we got to see that she could play in the WNBA.
Right.
Everybody know about Cheryl. Well, not everybody, may not. Go look it up.
And HBO has an actual documentary about the USC teams with Cheryl on it, and a lot of the documentary is about Cheryl and her injury that basically cost her what would have been for her, it would have been millions overseas, but it showed how she transitioned into being a TV sideline reporter for NBA on TNT, and then took that into now she's coaching. So, yeah. But it was
and some of y'all need to do your homework probably on Teresa Edwards won 4 gold medals in the Olympics.
Yes,
like,
people.
She could ball down there.
People don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Her and Katrina McClain down there in Georgia. Man, yeah. Teresa was on my honorable mention list along with another Teresa.
Brian. Look, now I'm just making that.
Along with another Teresa, my former boss, Teresa
Weatherspoon.
Then I had Cheryl Swoops. I had Shamika Holesclaw, who would have had a much more. She would have been much. Let's just say there was a time where you thought she would have been the number 1 women's basketball player of all time. Before just things happen, injuries and
she has some mental health issues, and she don't bite her tongue about it. Like, she talk about it and she tour and
she
stuff.
actually had a podcast at one time that I thought was going to be really good, but she just stopped recording episodes. That was
sometimes the executive director and the producer and they don't show up, and you just have to.
I feel like I'm being called out. I feel attacked.
And then,
and then the last 2 on my honorable mention list I had was sentimental picks for myself. No, actually just 1.
Well, I got because 2 on there.
Well, we took
I got Peggy Gill in my mind.
I got her sister. I got Jennifer on mine. So, and I also did a Future, which a Future list was just crazy. But yeah,
Yeah. I had Lynette Woodard on my honorable mention because she
another
was
good one.
first woman in the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yes.
And Ruthie Bolton, um, and that's partly because I don't know her, but I've met her and she really a sweet lady. Um, and I met them family and all that. It's like 20,000 of them.
Yes, Lord. I don't know that their parents did anything but have children. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, they had 20 of them. Or was it
Uh,
19? I think it was 20.
I think it
Anyway,
wound
it's a
up
lot.
being 20,
It's
but
a
that's
lot
a
of
lot.
boys.
Yes.
A lot of boys. And then this is just a throwback because you know I have to find my cousins and keep my family in the loop. Clarissa Davis.
Oh my gosh, Texas. Yes. Yes. I just got through rewatching this weekend the Texas Ole Miss game when Clarissa Davis and Fran Harris put Jennifer Gillum and them out in 19, I think it was 86, in the NCAA tournament that went and it took Texas to the Final Four. Ole Miss lost by like 3 points. It was a really good game, and Texas wound up winning the national championship that year.
I
So
remember
you,
for a while it was just Texas and that was like, and then Tennessee, and that's all it was.
a whole lot of orange and white, just whatever shade of orange you want to call it.
So yeah,
Man,
this one was a little challenge.
wow.
But
Ne-
the only reason I know who Lucia Harris is, hope I'm saying her name right,
It's
is
Lucy. It's
Lucy.
spelled Lucia, but it's
Okay,
pronounced
Lucy.
Lucy.
Lucy, good old Lucy. I saw her whole little. I don't know. I was in Mississippi. Obviously, she's from Mississippi, and they had. I don't know if it was PBS or something, but she was telling her story like she was telling it and talking about her experience and everything. And I was like, lady, I didn't even know you existed. And I haven't forgotten her. And then obviously I ain't seen her play, but you got to make my top five when you balling out and get drafted in the NBA. Then she didn't go play, but she got drafted.
Well, trivia on Lucy Harris. Her daughter actually was on the track team at Ole Miss when we were up
You
there.
know what? I think we talked about this when I brought
hmm
her up a couple of seasons
Episode,
ago.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
her daughter
yeah.
Crystal did the shot put for the track team. So
Well, nobody would have known if she had been like, "Oh, my mama named Lucy," because I don't know if people even know. You know, because Delta State, that's old school. That's AI, whatever the letters
AIAW.
are. But Old Dominion used to be balling too. Now, they don't
Yeah.
falling off, but they used to be balling up there in Virginia. Um, yeah.
Yes.
So it was like we said Tennessee and Texas, but it was schools like Old Dominion and all that was just like you don't want to go there to play.
Where does Don Staley fall on the list for you?
Well done. Um, she had some good Olympic runs or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, she
she
won
was
3
in
Olympics.
3 or 4 Olympics, and then she got the NCAA championship in Virginia.
Right, UVA. So I think Don could have easily made 5 ABC like we was doing with these honorable mentions.
Because now she's even got a championship as a coach.
Well, and I think the part I haven't met Dawn.
Mm.
She just something about how she carried herself on the bench kind of was a turn off, and she probably really sweet, cool lady.
She really is behind the
Um,
scenes. She's really nice. She's
and
nothing like
so
what you see.
right, and so you just kind of she easily could definitely we can put her on honorable mention, and if we did a top list like the 25, she would definitely make it. Like for a women's Hall of Fame basketball and not just the whole overarching.
Right.
Cause yeah, she could ball when she was playing in the Olympic games. Um, I don't remember for whatever reason. I don't really. I remember her being in the Olympics. I don't remember seeing her in the Olympics or anything. So I guess maybe that's why she didn't make my team because she would have probably been playing with other people where she wasn't a star.
Right. I remember '96. She was more kind of like a backup role to Teresa Edwards. But after that, I think 2000, she had a bigger role on the Olympic team. And in 2004, she was kind of like on her last go. You know, her knees had gotten real bad, and she was basically just kind of there.
So
Um, yeah,
I think that's part of it. Like I never really saw because I don't recall. I don't even recall. I'm trying to look at pictures. I don't recall her playing. I mean, I know she played at Virginia, but I just nothing about it was stands out to me. Um, I guess nothing about Virginia stands out to me at all, but the sister twins they had that one year was a
Heidi
whole thing.
and Heather. Yes.
Yeah. Um, but that's what happens when you're in the SEC and you got all the great SEC grades. Maybe we
All
should
right.
do a SEC grades.
We should. Yes.
um,
Because some of the SEC greats, they've been tracking out to the SEC tournament the last couple of years. I was like, where they get these from? And there's still some that they haven't named. That I'm like, what are y'all gonna name so and so?
and they be forgetting that how
Yes.
easy. You know what? Hold on, something happened, and I was like, Brian, it was somebody that we was like, where are they now? Who was it? It was I just my mind jumped to that because of that SEC thing.
Oh
I
my.
can't remember. First, we not last, but we do want to say R.I.P. Sean Connor and Rance Allen.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Sean Connery. Yes.
good old 90. Rance was just 71. He is a gospel singer. I don't know if Brian know who he is,
I've
but
heard the name, but I didn't know what he did, honestly, until you
yeah.
said gospel singer. Yeah.
hmm
I knew I'd heard his name though. Yeah, Sean Connery. I saw that over the week. I didn't
That
realize he
Kirk,
was in his 90s.
something about the name Jesus.
Is that he sings that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All that him and the high he be doing.
Yes.
Something about it. Yeah, he did that with
I
Kirk.
had no idea. Okay.
hmm
Yes. 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 Well, R.I.P. to them. I didn't even realize Sean Connery was in his 90s.
Who did? You just see these people, you keep seeing them when they're young in these movies, and that's all that be stamped in your head.
Well, and yeah, then they just stop making movies, and you don't realize that you hadn't seen them until they pop up dead, and you're like,
Or
oh, I ain't seen him in a minute.
that show you told me to look at, oh, that podcast, and that dude that played Harry Potter, not Dumbledore. I think he played
Yes.
Dumbledore.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
like, oh
Yes.
my God, he looked like he about 90.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's on the deck for next week? What top five? I came up with the last ones. You sure go to
Let's
come up with something.
let's
Do
do.
some work, Brian. Come up with some ideas.
Let me put my
Come
producer
up
hat
with
on,
something. Come up with some ideas to help the team.
and let can we do, because I saw
Let's do
how
something intellectual like the top five books we read.
let's do that in 2 weeks. But next week I really would
Okay.
like,
Write that
because
down and put that
people,
on your producer notes.
yes, let me put that in the notes. Y'all see that she sits there and tells me to do work, and then she tries to give. Uh, no, next week what I really would like to do um, is our top 5 MCU movies.
Okay, yeah.
We talked about it last
Yeah,
week, and
yes.
I would really like to do that for
Lord have
next week.
mercy. This is gonna be hard. It may not be as hard as I'm feeling. Like I can feel like I got two in my head already that I really, really enjoyed and that I can
Yes,
just watch and watch.
right. And also next week we're bringing back an old segment from back in the day, something that we do on our own pretty much all the time. But where are they now? And it's going to be Sam Perkins for next
Samuel.
week. Yes.
I don't even know if that's his government name.
You just made it that if it ain't. So
it might just be Sam.
People, please, 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 if you have not done so already, get out and vote. Tomorrow is National Election Day.
Don't forget your provisional ballots. Don't forget 866-OUR ORU vote VOTE. If they act up, be safe. Make sure you got your phone juiced up and charged, and the non-emergency number for the police in your phone, because you may need it, because these people might be out here wilding out like they already done tried to run Biden's bus off the thing. I know you ain't got a lot of time.
Oh no, you fine. No, I was making sure that my clock was on my computer was that it adhered to
the new central. What we on?
Yeah, the fallback time, but it did. I just had a weak moment. Anyway, I saw that mess. I saw that video over the weekend. It was disturbing.
I didn't see video footage of it, but it sounded disturbing. And if I was the bus, I'd have been like, okay, well, we are bigger than the rest of y'all at the end of the day. But obviously they didn't want to hurt nobody or run nobody off the road. But be safe out here because it's gonna be. I'm staying in the house tomorrow, and I won't know nothing until. Well, we all might be waiting, but I ain't looking at none of that. I'm going to sleep, and which I would have been going to sleep anyway, like with all the other times in history that we've had votes. I wake up the next day and see who won. But yeah, be safe out here. It's crazy out here in these streets.
Well, as always, I am one of your hosts, Brian Mackay, and I am with
T. Vote, be safe. Praise the Lord, everybody. We're going to get a new president. Davis, thank you.
And this has been the Mackay T Show podcast. Thank you for listening.
This is the Mackay T Show. This is the Mackay T Show. We talk movies and TV shows, sports and world news, coasting like on a world cruise. Hosted by Brian Mackay and T Davis. Yeah. You can't tame us. We're going to the top, we're becoming famous.
What time is it?
It's time for the Mackay T Show.
What time is it?
I said it's time for the Mackay T Show.